Greetings my excellent friends, Bill and Ted's Face the Music is coming our way on VOD and some cinemas on September the 1st, and in this video I'm going to be providing you with some of the most triumphant and excellent facts about the upcoming sequel that you may not have known.
Excellent!
Hey dudes and dudettes, my name's Jim and you have landed on Planet Rewind. If you're a fan of 80s and 90s nostalgia, click subscribe and we can reminisce together. For the first thing you may not have known about Bill and Ted 3, when filming in Louisiana, the cast and crew were often met by local residents. One day Keanu Reeves noticed a sign on one of the nearby lawns which read, "You are breathtaking." He stopped filming, went and signed it, found out who it belonged to, and then went and saw the family and posed for a picture with them. Keanu Reeves, guys. Keanu Reeves. Can't get better, can you? What a wonderful thing to hear that went on while filming, and it certainly goes along with that positive, be excellent message of Bill and Ted. Samara Weaving won the role of Thea, Bill's daughter in the movie, after Keanu Reeves found out that she was the niece of his famous nemesis in The Matrix, Hugo Weaving.
Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
So there you go, once again proving Reeves is a really nice guy, but also a connection to his other famous series which he is bringing back simultaneously to The Matrix. Surely he spent the whole day on the set just saying to Keanu Reeves over and over, "Mr. Anderson." I know I would. The Biodome myth. Now after Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, a sequel was planned for years. It took ages to make Bill and Ted Face the Music, and apparently for years and years there was this idea going round that Biodome, the 1996 kind of sci-fi crazy movie, was actually the script for Bill and Ted 3. I've never seen the movie, let me know if you have. It's a interesting little piece of trivia, but it's not actually true. Alex Winter confirmed in an interview recently that there is no truth to this whatsoever. It's a complete and utter urban legend. Biodome actually takes place inside a scientifically created ecological system, so I don't know what link that has to Bill and Ted anyway. I guess maybe the makers were inspired by Bill and Ted, but there certainly was never a time when the Biodome script was Bill and Ted 3. Alex Winter said the only connection he could see is that they were maybe trying to do a spin-off of Bill and Ted with new ideas just inspired by the characters. But yeah, Biodome was never Bill and Ted 3. You learn something new every day.
No way! Yes way, Ted!
This movie worked with the Wounded Warrior Project and got several veterans to star in this movie. The project is dedicated to improving the lives of veterans who have served for us and getting them jobs, specifically in the film industry. Jake Tapper of CNN was instrumental in helping veterans find roles in Bill and Ted Face the Music. Once again, it goes along with the be excellent to each other message. What a lovely thing to hear, and what a lovely cause.
Definitely.
The film is dedicated to George Carlin, rest in peace, who played the iconic Rufus in the first two movies. He was open to coming back to Bill and Ted 3 when he was alive and said he would definitely come back if there was a good enough script, so it's such a shame he's not with us anymore. But the film is dedicated to this incredible actor, and apparently there will be archival footage of Rufus in the movie, so you will probably get a little bit of Rufus in this movie, a little bit of nostalgia for that amazing, memorable character that George Carlin created. There are many returning characters from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Of course, Ted's father, Captain Logan, played by Hal Landon Jr, is prominent in the new trailer, and it's great to see him in it. He's still his angry, resentful self towards his son. But there's actually a little snippet in that trailer where you see he's in the same vehicle as Death, so it looks like he might join the lads in their journey at the end, which would be nice to see. Amy Stoch is returning as Missy, Bill and Ted's infamous stepmom.
Now your dad's going for it in your own room.
Shut up, Ted.
Your stepmom is cute, though. Shut up, Ted. Remember when I asked her to the prom?
Shut up, Ted!
Now the princesses of course are back. Bill and Ted's wives, played by Jayma Mays and Erin Hayes. There was different actresses in the first and different actresses in the second, so they're not the same returning actresses, but they are returning characters. What would it have been like to be married to Bill and Ted? I mean, we get a little indication in the trailer in that couples therapy session. Must be very frustrating at times. Of course, William Sadler is returning as Death, one of the most joyful, wonderful performances in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. It's just going to be an absolute riot to see him back with the Wild Stallions. A character that you may have forgotten about is Ted's little brother, Deacon. This time he's going to be played by Beck Bennett. Now, we remember Deacon in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He wasn't in Bogus Journey, but he had the kind of crazy task of looking after Napoleon, and he actually ditches Napoleon in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I think it's great that he's back. I hope we get a few little moments, maybe some references back to Napoleon in Excellent Adventure, some little back and forth between Bill and Ted and Deacon. I thought he was a fun little character. I'm not sure why he wasn't in Bogus Journey. He's mentioned in Bogus Journey just by name, but he's not in it. It's great that they are getting him back because we need as much as possible. We need that familiarity with the first movie. And last but not least, returning are the most excellent young versions of themselves. Yes, Bill and Ted will apparently in this movie meet the young versions of themselves from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. There is apparently a scene where they go back, just like they are interacting with their future selves, and we see in the trailer, they're going to go back and interact with their young selves. Now, I'm already loving what I see in the trailer, but if we also get in this film Bill and Ted interacting with their young selves, it's going to be most triumphant. There was actually a Super Bowl ad that Alex Winter did with his young self, so that may be an indication of what we're going to see in Bill and Ted's Face the Music. It'd be great to see one generation of Wild Stallion come up against the other generation of Wild Stallion. The meeting of the minds, shall we say, or meeting of no minds.
Whoa! Is this the future? This is the present, future Bill.
Here's your order, Bills.
Excellent!
Bill and Ted 3 was written on spec. Now, written on spec means that it was worked on tirelessly until it was absolutely completely right creatively. Writers Ed Solomon and Chris Matheson have done interviews saying this is in no way a cash grab to capitalise on the name of Bill and Ted. If we were going to do that, we would have done a reboot or something like that. This is genuinely because they had wanted to make this movie for years. This movie had been in production for years. All these people who are kind of looking at this going, oh, it's just the nostalgia trend, it's just them wanting to bring something back. They wanted to do it for years. And they've always wanted to do it out of love. There's never been any cynical approach to a Bill and Ted 3. Matheson and Solomon have made it completely clear there is no plans whatsoever to change these characters drastically, to bring any kind of agenda to this movie. It is just about bringing you that familiar feeling of Bill and Ted, having them go on a journey and having them conclude that story. According to Kevin Smith, who has seen the movie, and Matheson and Solomon, it is also an emotional film because it is so heartfelt and it really is for the fans of Bill and Ted. Alex Winter this past May actually opened a competition for fans to submit footage of them rocking out, and it will be used in a scene in the film. I think that's a really cool idea. It's something that a lot of YouTubers do, bigger YouTubers. They get their fans to send in footage and then they kind of use it in their big video kind of project. And it just makes Bill and Ted 3 feel inclusive, feel excellent, feel positive, and it's great that fans can be a part of Bill and Ted's kind of return and, you know, jam out with them. I never knew about this. I guess I found out too late, but I probably would have submitted something. It probably wouldn't have got used, but it's just great that Alex Winter was giving fans that opportunity. I love the kind of vibe behind this. I love the idea, and it'd be interesting to see the fans' involvement when the footage is used in Bill and Ted 3. The studios actually wanted a reboot of Bill and Ted. They wanted to recast Bill and Ted. Just as they want to do reboots of Back to the Future and all this and that, they want to recast Bill and Ted. Now, we saw what happened when you recast Bill and Ted in the infamous 1992 live-action Bill and Ted series.
This is most disastrous.
What happened?
We totally annihilated our air.
Yeah, we have surpassed the sonic limitations of this most incompetent device.
That show, those guys that were trying their best, but no one can duplicate these characters. And it just blows my mind that studios really look at these franchises and think they can just recast and create the magic again. I'm baffled that they could think that. I'm baffled you could look at Marty McFly and say we can recast him. I'm baffled you could look at Bill and Ted and say we can recast them. And you know, Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon fought for years for this not to happen. This is one of the reasons why Bill and Ted 3 took so long to be made. You know, there was problems with the studio, problems with the script, but this is one of the things. The studio was pushing on them, we want a reboot, and they were like, no, no way. Number 10 is a bit of a strange one, but rapper Kid Cudi is in the movie, and if you watch the trailer, you see he's hanging around with Bill and Ted's daughters. Bill and Ted's daughters casually hanging around with a famous rapper. Bill and Ted's daughter's a gangster. So Kid Cudi, I don't really listen to his music, I haven't heard much, but he's in this movie, he's kind of part of their entourage. I'm interested in what they do. There must be a reason that Kid Cudi's in it. There must be a reason that they picked him. Maybe he wants to pursue acting. Maybe he contributes something to the song. I don't know. It's always a kind of slippery slope when rappers are in movies. They don't have the greatest track record. But, you know, he's not really having lines in the trailer, so I don't really know what he's in the movie for. So that's kind of intriguing. So if you didn't know, that's Kid Cudi, guys. The guy hanging around with Bill and Ted's daughters, just in snapshots. It's Kid Cudi. The kids are going to be jumping on going, Kid Cudi, Kid Cudi. Don't know who Kid Cudi is. No, I'm a man who makes videos about Bill and Ted. Of course I don't know who Kid bloody Cudi is. So let me know what you guys think of this most excellent and bodacious behind the scenes info on Bill and Ted 3, and let me know if you're looking forward to Bill and Ted Face the Music. What do you think of the new trailer, and what do you think about what we know so far? If you enjoyed this video, stick around dudes, and why not check out my most excellent reviews of the first 2 Bill and Ted movies on the screen now. Thanks for watching everyone, and be excellent to each other.